Fragment 8, Tigrantula. The 8th fragment began quickly in the fiery aftermath and excitement of the 7th. Poring through Sullivan's note to his daughter, which included the means to undo the veil he had placed on her, the mountaineer saw an avenue to help her. The spell was complicated and invoked raw elemental forces which could be quite dangerous to the person at the center. Precautions would have to be taken in order to ensure she wasn't blown to the 6 corners during the spell's unweaving. Sullivan's instructions included the means to create a grounding hex around the practitioner at the center of the spell. 6 individuals would dedicate highly personal items to one of the elemental forces. Volunteer mountaineers used themselves and their artifacts as grounding ley lines to keep Deirdre safe during what was sure to be one of the biggest turning points we'd experienced so far. The courage and coordination these mountaineers displayed was truly a sight to behold. Brendon used a solar calculator he had carried for years to represent the ability of light to bring energy and power to the world. Mike, representing the elemental force of ore, used a whiskey stone his family had brought back from Ireland. Cordy invoked thought through the use of a treasured jacket that had carried many personal memories attached to it. Mega Draco used a watch given to him at a major turning point in his own life to measure the tides of time. Crytter created a beautiful shrine to the elemental force of Aether, involving feathers, smoke, and crystal. And last, but certainly not least, Kelsey embodied the wild with a basalt cat statue from Egypt to represent the untamed and timeless qualities of nature. The grounding hex set, and Sullivan's instructions followed in letter and spirit. We waited to see what their magic had wrought. It was a few days before we had confirmation of anything. During this time, Deirdre was searching for a way to add more meaning to the life she was creating, and it seemed she'd had a breakthrough. A surge of optimism for the future and a new, more vibrant path forward with Ackerley Green Publishing had come to mind. She wanted to go beyond merely reprinting the old lost works, but to use her new company to create new works and use her platform to bring new energy to the world. Most interestingly is that during a trip to upstate New York, she felt drawn to collecting 6 items. Items which we couldn't help but notice perfectly lined up with the 6 elemental forces we were working with, and could be used as her own components to complete her portion of the spell to free her. It fell to Cole Sumner, as it often seemed to bring all of this to its final conclusion. Cole met Deirdre and told her everything he knew. He told her about the Mountaineers, her father, magic, and the spell that kept her blind to it. It took a week to get any sort of confirmation how she felt about these major revelations about her life, but it finally came in the form of a blog post entitled The Sea, where she agreed to do one last mad act for her father. Sure enough, it seems part, if not all of the veil had been lifted the next day. Months of attempting to communicate with Deirdre began to get through the barriers around her. One message in particular, sent to her blog on the very first post she ever made almost 14 months prior, was from the Book of Briars itself. It was one word, the key to the 8th fragment: Tigrantula.